I was a troublemaker in high school. I want to say I graduated maybe with a 2.0 GPA, barely just enough. Struggled the whole way through. So I definitely did not see college, and it was never in the cards for me. During high school, actually, that not too many people know is I actually worked all through high school. I used to work on the weekends. Every Saturday and Sunday, me and my brothers would work. And we would work because essentially, my father was also going down those wrong paths. So he was hardly home. And not I never blamed him. He raised us really, really well, strong work ethic. But we had to help my mom out. So we all worked every Saturday and Sunday at the swap and we gathered whatever we could just to give to my mom. And yeah, it definitely was never just one thing with me. It was always something and a job. I always had one or two jobs all my life. It's always kind of been that way. And that was that in high school. Another thing that probably not too many people know about me is, because I was going down those wrong paths, I decided that I didn't want to do that. So I joined the military, spent a few years in the military. I came back, essentially, I came back to, it was around the time that I was getting out, and it was just to come and help my mom out. So my mom and my sister at this time, they found themselves in pretty much their lives in a situation where they can no longer rely on my father and my brothers who, got themselves in a situation that more than likely I probably would have been going down that same road had I not gone to the military. But so definitely the military, saved me from that and helped me from that. So I got back and just to help them out, me, my mom, and my brother and my sister, we all kind of, relied on each other for many, many years. It wasn't until, I want to say two things that happened. One, my father passed away. So my father passed away. I was still trying to go to college, but because he passed away, I kind of just ended up spending a little bit of time. I failed every class um, at Cal State Fullerton at that time. So, I ended up dropping out of school, spent some time, kind of dealing with the situation. My life got even more worse. So I was already going down the wrong path. And it just got even more worse at this time. And essentially, what happened is, I want to say the one thing that definitely started just changing the way that I was going had to be probably, when my daughter was born. I find out that my partner's pregnant and we're about to have this little girl. And I think I was coming back from somewhere, and I started thinking about all the times that I used to go and visit, my father in prison, and all my nephews that I took to go visit, their dads and my brothers in prison. And something just happened to me that I was just like, you know what? I do not want this little girl ever to come and see me in prison, and that's just not the life that I wanted for her. And so it was then that I realized that, what, let's try to go back to school and see if we can figure this out. So yeah, so I started, taking these prerequisites, taking these math. I, would constantly struggle with math because I wasn't good at it. But there's something about, I think, just I think coming back from more, like not giving up. I always kind of, think of myself now that, I've been spending so much time in the forging industry, and I'm always seeing these metals kind of, get heated up and changing their properties and some making them better. And I feel like that was happening to me. I kept getting burnt every time I would come back. It was more heat. It was just worse, and it got worse and worse. And then eventually it just started getting better. It wasn't easy. I had to work the whole time, full time. So full time work, full time school, and I did that pretty much the entire time that I was in school. And at the time, it was probably, I used to hate it, and it actually ended up, working out for me. A typical day for me at the time was being at work from 3 to about 11:30 because I needed to do my 8 hours, and going from 11:30 coming straight to school, If my classes were in the morning, I would switch to graveyard shift, so I would work through the night. But I definitely had to keep working just to, ensure that the family was gonna be all right. So I did that. I've been working pretty much my whole college, and it was probably the hardest thing I had to do, but it ended up paying off. And the reason I want to say that it paid off is because I never thought that I was gonna get so many job offers. I've since I want to say these my last semester, I want to say I've interviewed probably about 9 positions, all the big names that you could think about. SpaceX, Raytheon, Navair, Northrop and Grumman, like all the big names. I want to say I've interviewed at all these positions. Right now I think I'm looking at it. I want to say five solid offers. Of one from Raytheon, I got one from Navair. Today I got another call back from Northrop. And the company that I'm interning for right now, which is called Precision Cast Parts. I got something from them that's going to be coming up. And I mean, to think that I would get all these offers is just, again, it's unrealistic for me, because even coming into school, I would struggle. I would tell myself, like, what, you're not smart enough. And I'm sitting here with at least 5 offers, and it's just probably the most rewarding thing, to go and tell your family, like, we don't have to struggle anymore. Had it not been for my kids, I would not be graduating today for sure. So definitely, and my partner, of course, because without her, and her support, it's yeah, definitely they played a huge role in just giving me that push that I needed. And yeah, every time I would study, it was obviously her that would have to take care of the kids, and I'm ready to have those, kind of take on those, that weight on, and tell her that it's my turn. I spent so many years of struggle, so many, and yeah, I'm ready for the good life for sure, 100%. I'm so ready for it, and it's here.